Every now and then I let my curiosity get the better of me, and today would be no exception. I was driving on I-90 going west to Coeur d'Alene, and I saw a sign that said Historic Ranger Station and Visitor Center open. So I thought, why not? And here I am 4 miles later. A little bit of a detour, but it came through some absolutely beautiful, beautiful countryside. So I thought, why not bring you along? Anytime I see the word historic, it kind of catches my attention. So we're going to come here and check out this historic ranger station. I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you where we were. All I can do is say that we're somewhere west of Missoula and east of Coeur d'Alene. U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service, Ninemile Ranger Station. That's what it is. It's the Ninemile Ranger Station, historic Remount Depot, established July 1st, 1930. So we'll go in and take a peek at this place. Seems like it's quite a facility for sure. I found my way inside, and in doing so, a gentleman came out of the visitor center there, and he directed me to, he said, go park in the shade where it's nice. And surprised he didn't have some lemonade. But I guess this whole complex here is the depot. The Ninemile Remount Depot was at one time the center for U.S. Forest Service packing activities in the Northern Rockies, completed by the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, in 1935. The Remount was the home roost for more than 1,500 Rocky Mountain canaries, also known as mules, as well as prime breeding stock for the Forest Service. Firefighting, trail and fire lookout building, and many other kinds of backcountry work was done with Ninemile pack stock wearing U.S. brands on their hips and diamond hitches, cinching down their cargo. The pack strings were spurred on by packers who had reputations for never sparing the adjectives when the going got tough. So look at this. In 1980, the Ninemile was listed on the National Register of Historic Places for its traditional architecture and role in Forest Service, Civilian Conservation Corps, and local history. It's still a working ranger station and pack depot, the home for a number of USFS activities combining history and practicality. So, wow, what a nice place to share. You know, I thought that coming off of the highway, looking at that 4-mile marker sign, I was just about to get back on the highway, thinking I would come all the way out here and all I would find would be like a little cabin or something. But no, not at all. Quite a complex. Let's go inside, and I'm sure the gentleman is, well, as friendly as he seemed, he is probably eager to share a little bit. But let's go on inside. Well, look what you see when you walk in the front door. Wow, look at this. Holy cow. Will you look at that? That would be one of the pack mules right there. I'll be darned. Look at that. Ninemile special breed, remembering the packer. Resourceful and damned independent, packers were a hard-working bunch. In fact, the skill of the packer created the basis for the entire Ninemile operation. After fire season, packers gathered for some friendly competition, a packers rodeo known as field days. These get-togethers were more than just fun. They promoted the exchange of ideas that led to the standardization of packing methods. There's a Cap's Chaps. These chaps were worn by Cap Evans, the first superintendent of the Ninemile Remount Depot. Look at that. He's got the clubs, the hearts, the diamond on there. Oh, what a treat this is. Look at that. Packer Bill Bell was a yay or nay sort of guy to human beings, according to author McLean. But when he was with his horses and mules, he talked all the time, and they understood him. Wow, really interesting. That's something. That's what you might see out there. Ninemile today, the traditions endure. Wow. Horses and mules from National Forests in Montana and Idaho still winter at 9 Mile. Look at that. $1943. Now that's one heck of a sewing machine. Fantastic.
It'll sew leather like that.
Ooh. And who might we have here?
Oh, just a volunteer.
You're a volunteer?
Yes.
Huh? I wonder, is that your husband?
Yes.
Over there?
Yeah.
He came out and told me,
Yeah,
he
that's
came
him.
out and told me where to go.
He does that a lot.
He does that?
He
He
does
doesn't
that.
tell you where to go, does he?
Yes, he does.
What do you got there?
It's a thick piece of leather, and this sewing machine would go through it.
No kidding. Wow.
That's what it was used for. You can see in the picture there
Uh-huh.
that it's this machine, and the guy's repairing some leather with it.
Wow. So you're a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer.
And you stay up here? Do you stay up here, I'm assuming,
Yes.
at the residence?
Oh, we stay up in the woods. They have a place for us to park our RV.
Really? Is there a place for me to park my RV up in the
No.
woods?
Oh,
No.
No, there is up at Christ Pond.
Oh,
You can go up
okay.
there and park. It's not as nice as our spot.
It's not as nice. Well, of course not.
But this
Look at
sewing
this thing.
machine was born in 43.
Uh-huh.
They were from
43?
Singer.
Wow.
Singer made it in 43. They retired it last year.
I'll be darned. So this is still a working,
Yes.
and you still have animals here?
Yes. Here, look out that window right there.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have to walk over to get
Oh,
a really
yeah.
good picture, but they're in the far pasture over there. so
Sure.
they flip them from pasture to pasture.
Incredible. And there's an old rocking chair.
Yep.
Oh, this is really a nice little spot. This would be a ranger's jacket, I'm assuming?
Yes, and it was wool, and they got to wear it at all times of the year.
Wow. Very nice. And look at this old telephone here. Look at that. Isn't that something? Wow. This is fantastic. So what else might I see here at the
Basically,
depot?
I can walk you around outside and show you the different things.
Would you?
Sure.
You give me a little tour?
Sure. What the
You're
hell?
not camera shy? Huh?
As long as I don't have to sing and dance, I'm fine.
As long as you don't have to sing and dance.
You don't want to hear the singing.
Huh? Now, how did you, I guess the big question is, how did a guy like you get a woman as beautiful as that? You must have a lot of money.
There was just a fortunate time in my life that
Yeah? How long have you two been married?
It's the 1974, December 74. December 7th of 1974 was the day of infamy.
Wow. I'll be darned. Okay, so not quite 50 years.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Almost 50 years. Where are you going to take her on your 50th anniversary?
To Montana.
To Montana. There you go. So you'll give me a tour. Let's go
I'll
outside.
give you would you sign the?
Yeah, I'll sign that. And
Sign
you got a
it.
sticker for my camper?
Sure.
She would be happy with going to Yellowstone,
You want-
I think. We'd love
All
it.
right, we'll get a sticker for my
You want
camper, and then we'll go
Smoky?
see the depot.
Okay.
The lovely Janice and I have found our way outside of the visitor center, and the first thing you come across is this bell, and this bell actually means business. During the summer fire season, 35 packers and wranglers were stationed at 9 Mile. The ringing of the bell signaled that either dinner was ready in the cookhouse on your left, or there was a fire in the mountains, perhaps awakening the men in the bunkhouse straight ahead. The Cape Cod style architecture was chosen to create an image of a well-run horse farm along the lines of those found in New England or Kentucky. The buildings are maintained to preserve the original character and integrity. Well, there is the bell right there, and I would imagine it probably still rings.
Oh, does it
Let's
ever?
see if Janice is going to ring that bell. Wow.
It's quite loud.
Don't tell your husband, but you can ring my bell anytime. Okay? Anytime you want, you can ring my bell, Janice. Yeah, look at that.
It's
Oh.
very loud.
Isn't that something? Okay, once you get the hang of it,
Yeah. You can make some noise.
it is quite loud. Wow.
These buildings, the very first ranger that was on duty here
Uh-huh.
talked to the architecture, and he said, I want a little bit of New England. I want a little bit of home.
Wow.
So that's why they're designed with the dormers
Uh-huh.
and the roof lines. And it's all historic. It's all wooden shingles. They can't put anything new on there.
Beautiful. Really nice. And this was the bunkhouse?
The bunkhouse was over there.
The bunkhouse
It's
was over
down,
there.
yeah.
And what was this? This was the...
This was where they ate.
Okay, this is where they ate. And what
Right.
was this building?
Office building.
That was the office, the administration
Right.
building. Okay. Look at this. Isn't that something? So they're not open. Now these are cellars along the side
Yes.
where they might have stored various
Items.
various items. Look at that. Chow is ready. What a beautiful property this is.
Now, the little house over there in the woods,
Yes.
that was made for the very first ranger's daughter.
Like a dollhouse or a playhouse.
Because she had nothing to do with it. There's nothing but men around here.
Uh-huh.
And made such an impression on her that if she was in the area, she'd come back to visit it.
Really?
You know, like, oh, I gotta go see the dollhouse.
No kidding.
And then when she passed away, she left it, in her will, she left some money to keep it up.
Oh no, really?
Yes.
So I don't know if you could hear Janice, but that was a dollhouse. Or not a dollhouse, a playhouse, a little playhouse, and the woman who it was built for left money in her will to keep it maintained and preserved. There's other buildings here as well.
A lot of them. That's like the fire department building. That's one of them.
Very nice. And here is the built by CCC Boys for Lou Marilyn Tutwiler, original occupant 1936. Look at that. So the CCC Boys built this for the little girl. Isn't that something? Wow. And it wouldn't surprise me if Janice comes out here and plays sometimes
Oh, I do.
on her breaks. Do you? You
Oh,
come
yeah.
out here and you
I
play?
have to try to tell myself not to eat too much so I can fit through the door.
Look at that. Wow. Yeah, it must have been challenging for a little girl to be out here by herself.
Very much so.
And these
mean, no
trees are
TV,
just
no
beautiful.
Ponderosa pines.
Boy, there's nothing like the American West, is there?
No, it's
I mean, it's just beautiful.
it's gorgeous.
Really, really nice. So this is it's a working facility.
Yes,
And I'm imagining this is somebody's residence over here.
correct. That's one of the residences that they rent out.
They rent it out.
But
Okay.
there's, they don't have any rangers that want. Most rangers and the people that work for the Forest Service,
Uh-huh.
they have their own houses.
Okay. I see. And then there's some animals we can look at?
Yes, back this way.
All right, let's go see. Let's
see
go
the
see some
animals.
animals. We found our way back around the visitor center here to the barn. And Janice was pointing out the beautiful weather vanes up at the top. What a facility.
is the scale, which is the best scale in the world.
Over here is the scale.
The scale. They would take the trucks filled with the mules, put them on the scale, so they know how much they weighed,
Uh-huh.
and that way they would then know which route to take. Some bridges were only made for 1 ton.
No
Some were
kidding.
made for 2 tons. I mean, they were just like little bridges.
So they would load up the donkeys
They'd put the donkeys in the wagon on this,
on the scale.
and they'd weigh it,
Wow.
which also is the best scale in the world, because I don't care how much you eat at Christmas or Thanksgiving, it doesn't budge.
It doesn't, huh?
You can stand on the scale and it doesn't move.
Wow. Look
You
at
have to get
that.
a whole classroom of kids on there.
Wow. Boy, Janice, thank you for walking me around. What a delight. What a real delight. And here's the barn.
There's the big barn.
You see there's bird nest up.
Yeah, the
underneath.
swallows are back.
The swallows are back, huh?
Yeah, which is good. They eat mosquitoes.
This is a working area. It says do not enter. Look at that. Definitely well worth the 4-mile detour off the highway.
Very much so.
And there's your
There's the mule hauler,
the mule haulers.
which if you'll notice, you know, the rack on the top is for putting hay and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. But the mule hauler itself is built higher because mules don't like anything touching their ears.
No, they don't, huh?
So if you see a horse trailer, they're not as high as that.
Oh, okay. You know, interestingly enough, I don't like people touching my ears. And people are always calling me an ass. So
There must be a relation
there might be
there.
a connection,
Yeah,
you know? So,
could be.
all
The
right.
other thing that's good is on the other side, the mules all fit going in that way, so their heads are on the driver's side. He has the windows open, and their heads are sticking out. Just like,
So they're still using this to transport mules?
oh yes, oh yes.
For what purpose?
For working in other districts and for trail maintenance.
Really? They use
Yes.
mules
So
still
there's
to
places
haul 'em in.
ATVs cannot go.
No kidding. Isn't that something?
But it's really cool to see it on the interstate. And these mules all having their heads stick out.
I would imagine so. Look at this. This is the other side where you would see the mules just kind of sticking their heads out. Boy, isn't that something, Paul and Debbie? Wow. And over here you have the corrals.
Yes.
The corrals. Load them up. The fire call stirred up a cloud of dust and plenty of hee-hawing from anxious mules in the corrals. The driver backed to the loading ramp. Men collected equipment from the barn, and the packer gathered, halted, and loaded the animals into the waiting truck. Throughout the fire season, generally July through mid-September, 4-pack trains of 10 animals each waited in the corrals for the next fire call. Each pack train carried enough gear to supply a 25-man backcountry fire camp. Wow. Look at that. That really is something.
And that's where they used to load them, but they don't use that anymore. They have
Over here is
ramp
where
just
they
comes down the back.
they would do the loading. Just wonderful. Boy, you spend your days in a very special place, you know that?
Very much so.
This is the kind of place that the rest of the world could go to heck in a handbasket, you know, and you just wouldn't really, oh, I don't know that you wouldn't know, but you just wouldn't maybe care as much. What a beautiful place.
Okay, and There they are. Up in it. They've got like 3 pastures, and they've got them over on the
Okay.
right-hand pasture. You can see
Now,
where the
Janice, can you
fence-
call them and like say it's supper time or something and they'll come running?
No.
No, donkeys don't run, do they? Well, they might
Well,
run.
the guys will get them down here by shaking the treat bucket, but I don't know where the treat bucket is.
The treat bucket?
Yeah.
They got a treat bucket, huh? Look.
Yep.
This is the saddle shop.
Yep.
Outfitting the string. The smell of horse sweat and leather still permeates the shop. Packers made and repaired all the gear necessary to outfit a string of mules in the mountains. Saddles, halters, and harnesses. Each packer marked the equipment to make sure it ended up on the right mule. The saddle shop supplied leather goods to the entire northern region of the Forest Service. Between fire calls, the packers broke young mules and horses in the adjacent corrals to ready them for the mountain work. Look at this. I'm going to take a peek inside. Maybe I shouldn't, but look at that. Wow. Boy, it smells good in here. And over here you got all these, look at all of these saddles mounted up on the wall. Isn't that a sight? Well, giddy up. Giddy up, cowboy. Wow. All right, folks. So that's your tour of this historic ranger station. And look what they got over here. I would be willing to bet you $100. Bet you $100 that Janice doesn't know what they call that in the land down under. In
the land down under.
In the land down under. What
in
do they
Australia,
call that?
I have no idea.
They call it a dunny.
A dunny.
That's a dunny. You say,
Okay.
where's Tomo? Oh, Tomo's in the dunny, you know?
Well, that's good. My son, I wish I'd have known that. My son's in Australia right now.
There you have it. There's your dunny, Carlo Panatatti. Huh? You see? You guys aren't the only one with dunnies. Look at this. I don't know if it's still working or not. Oh boy. All right. All right, folks. Have a wonderful day.